What's up, y'all? Happy New Year's. Remember, start off the year right and drink a lot of fucking water. So hopefully you have some water with you so you can drink some water while you watch this. But anyways, today we're going to talk about all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive and which one's better for car enthusiasts. Let's go. So let's go ahead and start off with the classic rear-wheel drive, and this is pretty simple, you know. What could that possibly stand for? So this concept's pretty simple. It means the transmission and the engine power the rear wheels. Who would have thought a concept that actually makes sense, naming the system? Now let's talk about the cons of rear-wheel drive. So first one is that when you're making big power, it's kind of hard to control it. Sometimes when you launch your car, you end up sideways, you know, typical Mustang things, you know what I'm saying? Leads to you getting all swervy and then just losing control of the car like a lot of Mustangs do. So if you live in a northern state, good luck to you if you want a rear-wheel drive, because you're gonna be parking that thing for about half the year because it gets pretty cold up there.
I mean, it's in the streets. God damn.
However, if you're a SoCal boy or an Arizona boy, except in Flagstaff, or a Nevada boy, basically anywhere where it's just nice year-round, you can drive one because you don't have to deal with snow. But in the rain, that's kind of sketchy too, because you could lose traction and fish out again. Also, if you live in a rural area where there's like farms and shit, and you want a rear-wheel drive car, like maybe a 392, and it's been raining all day, and you're just like, oh, I gotta get home because it's raining and I just want to be safe, and it's a muddy road. Good luck to you, because you might get stuck, because those things tend to happen in the mud.
I'll get us out of this, honey. It's just gonna take a whole lot of flooring.
Let's get to the pros. The pros are pretty freaking good, man. Basically, rear-wheel drive is like the best thing for anything sports-oriented. Like, you want to go drifting, get a rear-wheel drive. You want to go fast, rear-wheel drive because it's so freaking light. You want to do burnouts, rear-wheel drive. Basically, just like anything and everything you can do in rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, buddy, it's on now.
That's a plus. That's a very huge plus in my opinion. However, all-wheel drive is pretty damn good too. Like rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive is pretty simple. It means that all the wheels are powered, so all the wheels drive the car, basically. Now, don't get this confused with 4x4, because you can turn off 4x4 while it's all-wheel drive is just on at all times and you can't shut it off, and it sends equal power to all four wheels. So there's two major downfalls to all-wheel drive. Number one, it's heavy as fuck. Like, it adds a way more weight than a rear-wheel drive car does.
803.
Damn.
And the turn radius of these things are just nowhere near as good as rear-wheel drive cars. When you launch a high horsepower all-wheel drive, it's gonna spin some of the tires, obviously, but it's nowhere near as bad as rear-wheel drive when you launch it. I mean, there's a reason why the R32 GTR got named Godzilla. Because it was powered by an RB26 and all-wheel drive. So, but on the same hand, the Ford GT was also powered by rear-wheel drive. So all-wheel drive really shines in rally. I mean, the STIs, the Evos, the Focus RS, they dominate. I mean, sure, you got front-wheel drive in there now, but all-wheel drive has been the key and has been the main player for the World Rallycross Championship. So take that how you will. Plus, if you decide to get like an STI or an Evo or a Focus RS, you can control how much power the front wheel gets or the rear wheel gets if it's 50-50. And things like the Focus RS have a drift mode, so you can still even slide with these things. Still slide on it. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be as good as a rear-wheel drive, but still got that option. Plus, all-wheel drive donuts in the snow are a lot of fun. biggest bonus of having an all-wheel drive is that you could drive it year-round, all-time weather, any place, anytime, just wherever you want. And obviously, this is why in the northern states like Maine and all those places, they love them. They're huge out there, though. There's like the Subarus and Evos are Colts out there. So obviously, rear-wheel drive is the best option for sports-oriented cars.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
But all-wheel drive isn't too far behind. But it also just depends on whether it's going to be your daily driver or if it's going to be specifically made for drift or track or whatever. So it also depends on where you live, if you're going to daily it, and if you're dailying it and you live up in fucking Wisconsin, you're going to want something that's fantastic in the snow. So rear-wheel drive suited more for warmer climates and sports stuff.
Nice.
And all-wheel drive, still some sports stuff, but definitely northern climates for sure.
Open sesame! Well, I've done all I can do.
I know it's not exactly an answer, but it's the best I could do, and I mean...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Whatever you guys want, just go ahead and grab it. Front-wheel drive is also very viable in the north, and for sports-oriented. I mean, look at the Type R.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So what option do you think is better? Rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, maybe front-wheel drive? Would you drive a rear-wheel drive car up in the winter months up in, like, Wisconsin? Because I wouldn't. I hope y'all remember to drink some water because I'm getting thirsty myself. Remember to drive safe because you are loved. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. I'll catch you later, mad lads.